Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It's a new year. 2021 is here, and I was hoping that this year was going to usher in a new year of greatness for all of us, that maybe everything was going to slowly go back to normal, and that wrestling maybe would return to some sort of watchable state. But that definitely didn't happen, and it didn't start tonight on Monday Night Raw, because Legends Night was nothing more but a legendary disaster from start to finish, with 3 out of 4 champions being pinned, and the return of Bill Goldberg to face off against Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble, just because Vince McMahon has something with Bill Goldberg. He thinks we still love Goldberg. He thinks we want to see Goldberg. And watching Drew McIntyre beat a Bill Goldberg, who is barely a half of a shadow of a man that he used to be, and the man that he used to be wasn't that great to me in the first place, I just do not understand what the end game is here. But we are going to talk about that and so much more after tonight's catastrophe. That was Legends Night. Right here and right now. My name is Nick Nightmare. You are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Monday Night Raw Legends Night review and reaction show. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
That guy Vince, it's crazy.
He's absolutely out of his mind. I don't understand the direction this company is going. I don't understand the frame of mind it takes for a creative team to come up with a show this bad. How do you have all these legends come back for a Legends Night and have them all do essentially absolutely nothing? They all stood around, they showed up on camera for about 3.5 seconds here and there, and then they sat on the stage and awaited the arrival of the Goldberg that nobody wants to see anymore. And we're doing 2020 all over again, except tonight, playing the part of the Fiend is going to be Drew McIntyre. Bill Goldberg's coming out of nowhere, stepping all over the youth of the WWE. For what reason? For what? You know what? I don't even care that he's stepping all over the youth. What I care about is the fact that the people in charge of this company don't think that their current roster is capable enough of holding a show together, that they have to get guys like Goldberg. Do you realize they had Sting in their employ for what, a good 4 years? And in those first 2 years before he got hurt, they did nothing. They did nothing with him. And now they have Bill Goldberg, and every time they have him, they want to shove him down your throat. Here, look, it's Bill Goldberg. He's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. We don't give a shit about Bill Goldberg. How many Bill Goldberg fans really are there out there still? You think his resurgence in the WWE a couple of years ago grew his fan base? All it did was make those of us who don't want to see the old generation still wrestling hate these guys even more. They don't deserve hate. They definitely deserve respect. But I'm tired of it. We just seen this shit last year. And you're going to have some people on the platform saying, oh, well, at least they're not going to have him fight Roman Reigns. Who says that? Who says that? Who's to say that Bill Goldberg doesn't beat Drew McIntyre and then go title for title with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Anything is possible with that crazy old man at the helm. If this is the first show of the year, then we're in for a long and painful year on Monday Night Raw. What did we get tonight? They didn't do anything interesting. Do you realize that they had Bray Wyatt's father on the show? Some of you guys may not know who IRS is. You might not know who Mike Rotunda is. But he was on the show this evening because he is an actual legend. Not like Alicia Fox, who's not a fucking legend. Unlike a lot of the people that showed up here tonight in capacity. Like, Mickie James, yes, she's a legend, but isn't she part of the fucking main roster still? Why is she being booked as a legend? It doesn't make sense, but they had Bray Wyatt's dad on the show, and then they have a scene with Randy Orton, who comes in to attack Ric Flair, verbally, not physically, because this was Randy Orton's appreciation night. Like, as if you didn't know if Randy Orton was a dick tonight, we're going to make sure you know, because that's all Randy Orton's going to do. He's going to walk around and be a dick to everybody. And in this one scene, there's Ric Flair, I believe it's Molly Holly, and it's IRS. Bray Wyatt's father, standing feet away from him. And he wants to target Ric Flair. He wants to target Ric Flair. Why? Because of their history? Because of everything that happened in Evolution? Because he punt-kicked him to the moon last time he seen Ric Flair? Why did he not go to strangle the father of the guy who he's in the feud with right now? Because the Fiend is missing? The Fiend was burnt to a crisp. He hasn't been seen since. Don't you think Mike Rotunda should be a little upset when he sees Randy Orton? And even if you don't want to do it, have Randy Orton be the dick you want him to be and have him taunt the fucking guy's dad. There's your reason to have IRS on the show, not just standing in the back laughing ha 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 at some stupid joke we didn't hear Ric Flair say. And on that note, Ric Flair was on the show multiple times tonight. He started the show coming out with his daughter unnecessarily. They had a whole unnecessary segment for him to do with the Women's Tag Team Champions. He was there to make them lose. He was there to make Charlotte lose. All for Charlotte to get mad at her dad and be like, no more, you can't do this to me anymore. Go away. I don't want you here anymore. And this might have had some sort of emotion drawn out from me if this was actually a thing, because, you know, Charlotte and her dad have not been a pair. He's not been her manager in quite some time. There's no story here where Ric Flair keeps costing Charlotte the match, or Ric Flair has anything to do with Charlotte Flair's career at all. And she's pissed off at him because they lost tonight and making it like, you do this all the time. Stop doing this to me. And, like, what are you talking about? This is some forced bullshit. And it doesn't even make sense. And then, for what reason is he there tonight? For what reason is he there? So that Randy Orton could shit on him? Why is he not upset? Why is he in the back laughing with IRS when he just had a falling out with his daughter? He started walking away from the ring in Ric Flair tears, and now he's in the back yucking it up, having a grand old time, as if he don't give a shit. He just had a fight with Charlotte a couple of fucking minutes ago and cost his daughter the match. That's not important. I don't understand it. How do you have a fucking Elias segment without Jeff Jarrett getting involved? Like, the wrestling fan in you should be like, well, you know, Jeff Jarrett being involved with Elias in some way, shape, or form would make perfect sense. It would make perfect sense. Maybe Jeff Jarrett knocks Elias' fucking teeth down his throat with a guitar shot over the head. Just for good measure, since they don't care about Elias. They don't care about building up Elias. That's what should have happened actually in reverse. Elias should have been out there doing his I'm going to sing a song nonsense with my racist friend next to me. And Jeff Jarrett could have came out and been like, you don't know how to sing shit. I am the real country music star of the WWE. I'm a legendary country music star, blah, blah, blah. And then Elias blasts the legend, giving Elias some heat, maybe building up some of his momentum. But no, instead we're going to see Elias versus AJ Styles for the second time so that we could see Almost kick a guitar into pieces and act like, oh my God, Almost is so strong because he broke a guitar with his feet. Let me tell you something. If that happened to anybody, I could take one of my acoustic guitars, swing it at you, and if you put your foot up or kick at it as I'm swinging, you're going to bust it into a bazillion pieces. There is nothing special, or it's not a tremendous feat of strength. This is called physics. That's what happens when you swing an object and it meets something coming at it with equal or, greater force. It splinters and it explodes. It's physics. E equals MC squared. It's a whole thing. It's actual science. It's not amazing or astonishing. It's just what happens. It's what happens when these kind of things, just like my brain fizzles out when Monday Night Raw happens. And we have things like Mark Henry on a knee wheelie. I don't know what the fuck you call it when you hurt your leg and you gotta have it, lifted up and it's like a scooter. He's walking around with one leg. Why? Why is he in the back talking to Ricochet? Why? So Randy Orton can shit on him? Because that's what Randy Orton did to everybody tonight. Just like the WWE shit on every champion tonight. Pretty much shitting on Drew McIntyre as well, putting him on the directory and on course to face Bill Goldberg in a couple of weeks after Royal Rumble. But we had the Women's Tag Team Champions lose to Peyton Royce and bam, bam, I'm Lacey Evans. I want to kiss Ric Flair to piss off Charlotte. Bam, 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 bam. Why? That was creepy too. It's not lost on me that Charlotte 2.0 was putting the moves onto Ric Flair, which is one of the things that caused him to make his daughter lose the match. But it's kind of creepy because, you gotta believe that when he looks at Lacey Evans, he sees Charlotte Flair because, that's what I see. So the fact that he's into her is a little bit creepy. But that's another story for another day, for another time, maybe on the Sigmund Freud channel. We're not going to really go too much there anyway. But the Women's Tag Team Champions lost. The United States Champion, Bobby Lashley, lost after he won. See, he tapped out Matt Riddle, but the ref didn't see the tap out, so it didn't count. And then Bobby Lashley got rolled up in the first of 4 roll-up victories on the night, or the second rather. For what reason? To establish that Matt Riddle needs a title shot? There's no other way that they can decide to make Matt Riddle the number 1 contender than to beat Bobby Lashley, who hasn't lost a match on television in months, who actually looks like a respectable, decent member of the roster now. He's gotten past all that Lana garbage. He's gotten past all his sisters and all that other shit. And now here we are. You have a pristine match like Lashley versus Riddle that you could book and make interesting and make it feel important. But instead they go the easy way out. And you just have the champ get pinned and have a little controversy so that, like wink wink, it's like 50-50 booking within the same 3 minutes of the same match. Well, Bobby Lashley will win, but the ref won't see it, and everyone will know except the ref, and then we'll give the win officially to Matt Riddle, which will cause... No, it's just lazy, and it's just bullshit, and it's a terrible way to book your show. Multiple bad decisions booking-wise tonight, like having Shayna Baszler beaten by Dana Brooke in 40 seconds. I'm going to repeat that. Shayna Baszler was defeated by Dana Brooke in 40 seconds. What else can I say? That's the sort of shit that we are getting from this show. They have a bona fide superstar in Shayna Baszler, and they have no idea how to use her, how to book her properly, or how to gain momentum. They have a bona fide superstar like Keysley, who's proven his worth, and they send him right down the toilet. Right from the beginning, with his terrible theme song and his stupid new outfit and limiting his in-ring skills and limiting his match, telling him what he can and can't do, having him adjust his style so that he doesn't outshine anybody else on the roster. And now look where he is. Oh, sure, he got a WWE title shot, but he lost. And there was no way to protect him. There was no way around it. He just straight up lost clean to Drew McIntyre. What worth does he have now? He's going to go back down the card and start looking for a United States Championship, which is where he should have started. Looking for an Intercontinental Championship of some sort. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. This company would rather have Dana Brooke beat Shayna Baszler and then have her and Mandy Rose get a little comeuppance on Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler beat them the last 2 weeks in a row. First she beat Mandy Rose, then she beat Dana Brooke, and now they have to 50-50 it back. It's the worst way to book wrestling. If everybody just keeps trading wins back and forth, nobody gets over. Nobody. And all my personal feelings about Dana Brooke and all these other people aside, it's not going to work if that's what you're going to keep doing. It's just the same old shit over and over and over again. Speaking of which, Randy Orton, who spent the whole night being a dick to absolutely everybody, had a match with Jeff Hardy. And I feel like they booked this match just so that they could revisit the spot that gave us all the little heebie-jeebies back at Hell in a Cell when these two faced off, when he was playing with Jeff Hardy's earlobes. And now again, we got double earlobe action. If one earlobe wasn't enough with the screwdriver last time, we got double earlobe action from Randy Orton tonight because he's such a prick. He's about 2 earlobes this time, not just one. What other reason was there to have this match? Why is Randy Orton having a match at all? If Mickie James is a legend, shouldn't Jeff Hardy be considered a legend as well? At least be consistent. But they're not. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy had a decent match for about 15 minutes. And of course they had a decent match. They're two of the best veterans on the roster. But there was nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. RKO for the win. What did it do for Jeff Hardy? This is the same Jeff Hardy that's been beating Elias on a weekly basis, and now he just loses 1, 2, 3 to Randy Orton, and there's nothing more to it. There really was nothing to it. There was no reason for it to happen. Speaking of things happening for no reason, let's not leave out the Lucha House Party. The Lucha House Party were on the show tonight, I believe, because they couldn't think of anything else to do with Melina. Now, you see, Melina, the lovely Melina, let me say, she looked fantastic tonight. I haven't seen Melina in years. I thought she looked fucking A-money. All right? Awesome. But they had nothing better for her to do than to stand in the back with the Loser House Party and do the Lucha chant because, you know, she's a Latina. You know, she's also from a Spanish area. So let's just be the racist pricks we are and just have the Spanish guys with the Spanish girls and not do anything interesting. You have a former Divas champion on the roster. You don't have her confront Charlotte Flair. You know, if you have any intentions on keeping her around, you don't have her start a little bit or plant the seeds for a program. No, you show her in the back dancing to the stupid Lucha song. Why? What a waste. What a waste. It continues with what I was saying before. You had all the potential to have something special happen with the Legends, but instead you wanted to have Hulk Hogan show up and pump up Drew McIntyre against Keysley. Talk about an improper use of Hulk Hogan. Now, I know he's a hot topic. A lot of you guys hate him, rightfully so. A lot of the people that I know, they just don't really care. It's not that we still love Hulk Hogan. It's just, who cares? Like, it happened. It's over. Who gives a shit? Does he deserve to be on TV? Probably not. But Vince seems to think so we got to go with it, right? But I would think if you want to show Hulk Hogan in a proper light, maybe you should have had him on Keith Lee's side. Just to kind of shake up the perception a little bit. I understand that maybe a guy like Keith Lee might not want to work with a certain Hulk Hogan, and I completely respect that, but I would at least hope that they would try to think at least in those terms and not just go, no, we're going to have you be on the white guy's side, you know, because that's probably what you would do anyway, right? No, that's not the way we want to do this. And on that note, you had Hulk Hogan standing there telling Drew McIntyre that, wow, you remind me of me, brother. How? How? You were all-American, apple pie, red, white, and blue, 1980s, greed is good all over the place. This guy's from Scotland. There ain't nothing similar about yous. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, wait, your finishing moves both had to do with the leg, alright? So there you go. There's your similarity, Hogan. Are you happy? Excuse me. Awful. Absolutely awful. But, you know, it's Legends Night. We gotta do it right. It's Vince's Legends Night. That fucking guy. What a dumbass. You know what? Let's tune into the Boosh for a second. What do you have to say, Mighty Boosh?
Thanks, Vince. Oh.
I have to. I have to once in a while. It's just too much. Too much. Then the end of the show. Oh, I'm sorry. Loser House Party, after they had their little Melina cameo, they had a match with the tag team champions Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander of the Hurt Business, the Hurt Machine, the Hurt Lock. It doesn't matter what they're called. No, it doesn't matter because they lost. Naturally, because they're champions, so they had to lose. And now I guess this puts the Lucha House Party in contention for the titles. Which is exactly what they said about the New Day beating The Miz and Morrison at the start of the show, which I purposely kind of skipped over because it's not even worth mentioning. Talk about bad comedy. It was not even 1 minute that you guys need to see or that I need to recap in the first 30 minutes of this show that featured those four guys. I love the New Day. I love Xavier. You know, I love Kofi. I don't love The Miz and Morrison so much, but the whole thing was just a complete waste. You don't believe me? Go watch it for yourself and don't say I didn't warn you. All right? And the show ends with Drew McIntyre defeating Keysley. Absolutely clean. They gave these guys the last 30 minutes of the show. It just didn't make sense. You know, they had all the legends sitting up on the stage, and I thought this was going to set up for Randy Orton to do something, because he didn't really do anything but talk shit to everybody all night and then do nothing. He also said that he decided to not burn Alexa Bliss. So there's the explanation. They went off the air with the cliffhanger, but it's so underwhelming. They couldn't think of anything interesting to do, so it just became, well, you know, the Fiend changes people, so I just decided not to. So I thought this was going to be the moment for Randy Orton. Maybe he was going to come out and one by one start dropping legends right on the stage, setting his sights on Drew McIntyre, wanting the championship back, or whatever the case may be. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. The legends were wasted all night long. They sat there, not wasted like drunk wasted. They were wasted by the WWE even having them there on this ridiculous night. And then they had this match. And Keith Lee, multiple times in this match, I thought got really fucked up. I thought he hurt himself when he executed a very scary looking Spanish fly on Drew. I thought he got legitimately hurt when Drew McIntyre picked his limitless ass up into the sky and dropped him right on the point of the announce table. It was brutal. It looked like it hurt when they showed it the second time in slow motion. I winced just as hard as I did the first time, and I hope Keith Lee is all right. He sold it like a champ. He laid there looking like he was dead, and then they went to commercial, and then we came back, and the action was just happening, and Keith Lee obviously was okay. But this turned out to be the end of the run of Keith Lee. I don't really see where they go with him from here, especially since they shifted gears so quickly as Bill Goldberg entered the ring. And this guy either banged his head on the locker in the back too many times and forgot, or, you know, was having a fight with his imagination, or maybe he was wasted in the alcoholic way. Maybe he went in the back and found Steve and sucked down a few beers. Maybe he had a couple of shots with Taker. I don't know what the fuck he was on tonight. But he came out and accused Drew McIntyre of being disrespectful to the legends. Randy Orton's been running around being a dick all night long. I want you to remember that. But Bill Goldberg wants to say that Drew McIntyre is a disrespectful punk, and he knows what he says, but he doesn't have respect, and he thinks he's better now than any of the legends before him ever were, and he thinks that he could beat any of them, but Goldberg says that he's wrong to think that. And I'm saying it much better than Goldberg did, because the promo was just, it was awful. It was lacking. It was very acted. Didn't feel natural. And it was awful. And then McIntyre told Goldberg that he respects the legends, but he wasn't the same man as he was 20 years ago, as I said to you before, which everybody knows. And then McIntyre says, fighting you will be like fighting my dad. I guess because Drew McIntyre's dad is a much shorter than him, balding old man that he's probably not too intimidated by. And then Bill Goldberg shoved down the WWE champion with the greatest of ease. And then the show cut off. The show was so bad they could not even finish it on time. I don't know what went over. I don't know why it went over. I don't know why it went on in the first place. This show from start to finish was terrible. And the one thing that scares me the most is that we've known that Legends Night was coming for a good solid 2 weeks. They've been promoting the fact that the first Raw of the year was going to be Legends Night. Which means that they had a plan, right? Doesn't that mean that they had some sort of a plan? They had 2 weeks to put the show together. They knew they had to make it big since they were advertising the shit out of it. And all they did was give us a white-hot, steaming pile of poop hammers for the whole entirety of this show. My God. It was hard to watch at times. It really, really was. I'm sitting here in the back watching Angel Garza win the 24/7 championship, and I'm asking myself why. Why? He's better than that. Then he wants to give roses to Mickey James in front of Sergeant Slaughter, and it's weird. Very weird show. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good in any aspect. The only thing good about it, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, is that it's over. And that I'm sitting here with you guys. It didn't put me to sleep, thank God. But I really got nothing to say. I sat down here for the first 10 minutes. I didn't even know where to begin. I've been all over the place with this review because my feelings and my emotions are all over the place because this was just so bad. I didn't expect it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. Absolutely terrible. All over the place was this show. And that's why this review, as well, has been pretty much all over the place. What a terrible way to start this year on Monday Night Raw. And you know, you try to hope for the best. You try to be a decent fan. You try to be positive. And this is what you get. This is what you get as a result. It was hard to watch. Terrible. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Let me know if I missed anything that you would like to know my opinion on, like the appearance of Tori Wilson out of nowhere, Teddy Long showing up, making tag team matches. Does any of this matter to you? I know I missed over a few of these things, but nothing was important. We talked about the important shit, but none of it was. And now we are headed towards another Bill Goldberg match. And in the year 2021, it just feels wrong. Feels wrong. Oh, well, who else would they have for? They got nobody else. Who do they got to blame? Who do they have to blame for that? And don't even give me that shit. Because you have Keysley on your roster. You have Sheamus in the mix. If you did right by the Irishman, you could have made him a dominant and scary force on this roster. You have Randy Orton roaming around. You got The Fiend on the roster. You have a pick of multiple people that you could have but failed to build to make them an equal or greater threat to the near 7-foot Scotsman who wants to cosplay as Braveheart every time he comes to the ring, even if it's just for a promo nowadays. It's their own fault. And they back themselves into a corner where they believe, who do we have? We don't have anybody. Well, call one of the fucking old guys because we got to do something. Who wants a quick buck? Bill Goldberg will do it. He's not even a real WWE guy. Ah, fuck it. Who cares? Oh, that's going to bring in ratings. They'll remember Drew beat Bill Goldberg. But they won't care. Or at least I won't. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's going to do it for today's episode. I want you guys to know that I am looking forward to this year. I hope you guys are as well. I know we're still all in the shit, but we have to collectively feel positive and bring the positive vibes, and maybe we can turn it around this year. And by the summertime, maybe we can all be out on the beach. I know that's wishful thinking, but if I don't do it, nobody will. And hope and positivity has to start somewhere. So do your part, stay safe, Stay 6 feet apart. Wear your mask. Get your vaccines if you can. If you're into that type of thing. I know some of you anti-vaxxers. I'm never get a vaccine. Well, good for you. Good for you. I don't care one way or the other. Just do and keep yourself safe as best you can. Because I love you guys all. Because you guys come here and watch me. And without you, I'm sitting here talking to nobody. Thank you all so very much. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team. Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue, the Snowball. The most important member of the team, as always, is each and every one of you, because you have hit that like button. I know you have right now, to let me know that you like the show. It definitely helps out the show, so please do. If you haven't, make sure you share this video with anyone that you think will get a kick out of it and will enjoy what we do here on Sledgehammer TV. But most importantly, if you are not already a member of the Sledgehead Army, it is time to hit that subscribe button right now. Help us get over the hump, as this year we want to get over the 3,000 subscriber mark and head on closer to that 10K and beyond, so that we could be just as official as everybody else, because we are the most entertaining of all the podcasts that there are out there. I am a straight shooter. I keep it and tell it the way it is. And you guys know that, and that's why you keep coming back to me. So let's make this the year of the Sledgehammer. And I need you guys to help me do that. So like, share, subscribe, and come back for more as we continue to bring the hammer down on the WWE one show at a time. If you missed anything, they will be linked in the annotations up above as always. Thank you all so very much for being here. That, my friends, is going to do it. We are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. Boom.